Do we have a quarterback controversy in the desert? Johnny Venerable, Brack, PHNX Cardinals. Kyler Murray out against the Indianapolis Colts. Jacoby Brissett comes in, does something K1 has not done in, I think, 2 seasons. 300-plus yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns, Bo. I mean, say what you want. Jacoby Brissett was impressive.
He was. He absolutely was. He stood tall in that pocket, delivered the football, and you saw plenty of passing game explosives, something that they've struggled throughout this season, the first 5 games, to get going. Did Jacoby Brissett look really good? Did we get the burden or the privilege of a quarterback controversy? I think a little bit, but the Cardinals have a little more runway with the Kyler Murray injury, what it is, the mild foot sprain and the, potential of the severity of it. If he plays, can you get K1 healthy, but also find out what else you have with Jacoby Brissett? I think you at least can see that next week's Packer game without the pressure of a full-blown quarterback controversy.
Yeah, I want Jacoby Brissett to play well because I want this team to win. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, Jacoby Brissett needs to play because Kyler Murray's not the answer. Or Kyler Murray can't operate offensively. I think it just becomes who's giving you the best chance to win next week, and you take it week to week. And Jonathan Gannon already mentioned to local media, Bo, in Indianapolis, Kyler Murray's the guy. Well, right. He is until he's not, right? We got a long way to go on this, and this is all trending toward this offense being blown up anyway, right? If not the entire coaching staff. This team, they've got bigger problems than just who are we going to start at quarterback next week? It's hey, how can we get a stop defensively? Hey, how can we not continue to shoot ourselves in the foot with stupid penalties? How do we out-coach Matt LaFleur and the Packers, coaching staff? Those are the questions that really should be top of mind.
Yeah.
You win games with Kyler Murray, and you showed today you should be able to win games with Jacoby Brissett. But, the Cardinals are 2-4 for a reason. They're a bad football team. They've been a bad football team dating back to, midpoint of last year. They're 4-10 their last 14. They haven't beaten a good team since mid-October last year. They've lost 7 in a row to teams with winning records. This quarterback quandary, I think more lends itself to next year. Kyler Murray, if you ask me today, is probably not on this team next year. Jacoby Brissett, is he on this team? Do they have a draft pick? Those are bigger questions that I think we're going to continue to ask for clarity on, Bo, as this season slips away. And don't get me wrong, it's slipping away right now.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You got to find a way to put yourself in a position to win the most football games going forward. And this sparks that debate.
Yeah.
If Jacoby, if he gets the opportunity and has another successful game, running this offense, then you have to say, hey, we got to really have a tough conversation, an uncomfortable conversation about the quarterback position. I'm looking at, Jacoby Brissett's game logs throughout his career. You haven't seen him consistently string together big-time performances like we saw today. So if he makes that case, it's a good problem to have. Right? It's a tough conversation, but it's a good problem to have if you're a Cardinals offense that has struggled mightily through the start of the 2025 season. I liked what I saw. I think that Jacoby Brissett was put in a position of success from play calling against the Colts from the start of the game to the end of the game, where I don't think we've seen that or been given that to Kyler Murray. Not making an excuse for Kyler Murray, but Kyler Murray at the end of the Seahawks game, a lot of shotgun, a lot of 11 personnel, and you see the offense look, it's like its best self. You see it at the beginning of the Titans game, and then they go away from it. We saw that Brissett where they stuck with that game plan for the majority of the contest.
Here's where I'm at with this. This isn't Matt Lyon or Kurt Warner where you're bailing on a top 10 pick. Kyler Murray's been in Arizona for 7 years. This was a pivotal season in which he had to perform. The offense has been below average. He's been fine.
Yeah.
He's injured now. And we're already in a position where we had questions going into the offseason this is not the worst time for a controversy. This is just a bad time. Here's who's having a bad time. Jonathan Gannon. In year 3 of a rebuild, now firmly under 500. Firmly the worst team in the NFC West. Every team in the NFC West looks like they're going to have a winning record this year, but the Cardinals.
Right.
That's who's having a bad time. Drew Petzing, outside of today, has been very underwhelming, to say the least, as the play caller. And I didn't like a lot of the play calls Sunday against the Colts with the screen passes. But I'm at the point now where it's just this is almost like a sub-bullet. Because it's I would, even if they would have to won this game with Jacoby Brissett, right? But they still are under 500 and they're underperforming. We got to be able to take this wholesale value at the end of the year. What are the statistics? And more specifically, what do the wins and losses look like? Kyler Murray, though, to me, it's if Jacoby Brissett continues to play well, you can't put him back in. You play Jacoby Brissett until he has a bad performance. And then if Kyler's healthy and you feel like it makes sense to play Kyler Murray, then do that. But I mentioned this on our post-game show. Like, what if Kyler Murray isn't healthy for like a month,
right?
And Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals continue to lose? Are you going to thrust Kyler Murray out there on like a 2-7 team when you're trending toward a top draft pick and major changes anyway? Kyler Murray's an asset, a tradable asset. Like, this, it becomes very like important yet like non-fun on the field questions that they're going to have to answer.
Yeah, I mean, and that's obviously looking further down the road,
Right.
and we'll approach it when we get there. And I think as far as the question about is there a quarterback controversy today as it stands on what is it, October 12th, or October 13th when you watch this video. No, because you need to see another performance from Jacoby Brissett like that to really, truly justify that. But did he have a really good performance on Sunday? Did he encourage you about the backup quarterback and maybe like the potential of this offense? No doubt about it. I mean, I think it's a good thing we're having this conversation in totality of things.
I think if you're Michael Wilson, you like what you saw from Jacoby Brissett. I think if you're Zay Jones, I think if you're Trey McBride, certainly. Trey McBride, has a tough time connecting with Kyler Murray in the end zone. That's fair. That's documented. And he has a touchdown today. Marvin Harrison Jr., what's his status ahead of next weekend? We'll find out soon. And, of course, Kyler Murray. Will Kyler Murray force the issue? Will he practice this week on Wednesday? How they're going to navigate this on top of being in the midst of a very disappointing season. We'll charter it all here on PHNX Cardinals.
Do you think that there's a quarterback controversy? Which quarterback do you back? Jacoby Brissett? Kyler Murray? Let us know. Drop a comment. Subscribe to PHNX Sports and like this video.